Stay messy. Stay messy.
Stay messy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Stay Messy. It's me, Milva, Millie, however you know me, your wonderful one and only host. I have a quick 30 minutes in between my meetings, and I was like, I need to give my people some love. So here I am recording an episode for you guys. I hope you're good. I hope your 2026 went off to like a wonderful start. I know mine did for sure. I've just been having like the time of my life, connecting with new friends, just meeting new people, like really exploring like all of my creative like peers that are around me, and like digging into those people that share a similar mindset than me, which when I was younger I really undervalued, but I feel like now at this age I'm a little bit more settled into who I am, what I want professionally, and what I'm like more passionate about. And it makes a lot more sense to really connect with those people that have like a similar mindset, that have similar goals, or that can bring something new around me and show me something that I might not know that I could also be interested in. So for today's episode, since it's kind of like impromptu, we are just going to go with the flow. We're just going to vibe with the topics. I really wanted to talk about what I see myself doing for 2026 and the ways that I've grown from literally my entire life, because tell me why I have looked back at some pictures recently of myself when I was younger and I was like, oh my God, I am like an entirely different person at this point in my life. I look at some pictures and I just get like a flashback warm memory, and I was such a bitch at some points of my life. I was so mean and such a hater, and I think a lot of it had to do with not like fully being happy with myself. So I extend grace to some people that are just like mean to me for no reason, because I'm like, clearly you're not happy with yourself, because I used to be that way. But I got into a point in my life where I'm like really content with who I am, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to achieve, the direction that I want to grow in. And it's just been really uphill for the past few months, and I hate saying that because I feel like I'm just gonna jinx myself. Honestly, I feel like anytime that I'm like, oh, life is so good, something always happens. But let me like knock on some wood right now and throw those bad vibes away, because I think that it's gonna be a really good year. Honestly, nothing can be worse than 2025. 2025 was a shit show. When I tell you that I learned so much, not only about myself, but just like life lessons in general in 2025, it's just been very, I want to say overwhelming. I don't know if that's the right word to describe it, but overwhelming in a sense. I've lost a lot of friendships. I've left toxic relationships. I've had situationships. And I think, of course, like as I've always said, it always just helps me grow in the right direction whenever I have like those experiences. I always make sure that I get the most of them, even if they leave me like destroyed. But trying to get the most of those experiences is always going to be the best way to approach it, because if not, you're going to be stuck being like so sad. Like, for example, I lost a friend recently, and we were just on very different wavelengths on what we wanted to achieve in the direction that we were moving. Our beliefs were kind of like butting heads a little bit. And I just felt like I couldn't be there anymore. Especially, I think one of my big things with my friends is that I never call them out of their names. Like, I would never, even like, no matter how mad I am, I would never sit there and insult a friend or be like, you know, just like say like negative things towards them, no matter how mad I am, because in a discussion, I feel like we're talking about the topic, not about each other necessarily. And it doesn't have to be like a thing where I'm like, well, this happened and I believe this, you idiot, you know? So I've learned to prioritize respect in my friendships a lot more. And I let it slide once. I'm a very big person on like, if I tell you something once, I'll give you the opportunity to change it. But then if it happens a second time, I don't know if I can continue to be there. And I've been in situations where I have let it happen multiple times because I'm a little bit soft-hearted. I'm just literally just a girl who like is very forgiving. But I've been kind of standing on business a little bit more recently. I don't know. entering 2026. I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde. I don't know what is happening, but I've just been in like my I don't give a fuck era. Like, I just don't give a fuck about anything that is bringing any type of negativity into my life. Like, I will release it gladly. Like, you can go, you can keep it moving, because I got other places to be, other people to see. So I lost like a really close friendship this last year, and going into 2026 without it has been kind of like shocking. But I do feel like since I've lost that friendship, I've gained so many other positive things. So maybe in a sense it was holding me back from being able to meet people who add a little bit more to my life and things like that. So I'm like ready to go into 2026 with the mentality that I really want to like continue to grow. Obviously, like my education, my professional career, personally as well. As you guys know, I go to therapy and I love my therapist. Like, that is my fucking girl. When I tell you that I don't think anybody knows more about me than her, it's because I will like take off my mask with her and tell her every single detail about my life. And I flex. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that I'm like her favorite patient. Like, I'm pretty sure that her day gets a little bit brighter when she comes to talk to me, because whose wouldn't? But yeah, that's my girl. She knows so much about me, and she's been really helpful in like helping me process these like different, I don't want to say traumas, I want to say like experiences. Maybe I don't think they're traumatic experiences. Like, everybody goes through friendship breakups and like romantic breakups, so that's not exactly trauma. But those experiences and navigating them, because I'm such like a verbal processor, it helps me to sit down with somebody who is like an outsider and talk to them and walk through it with them. And sometimes I just need to like speak on something so I can process it myself and decide what the best path that I want to take. I also had like a coffee not that long ago, so I'm really hyped up. If you guys can tell, I'm talking a lot faster in this episode than I have in previous episodes. But anyways, yeah, I process things verbally a lot, and I know that not everybody likes it because I'll just like talk about things and people think I'm talking in circles, but it's literally me just like getting it out of my brain, because sometimes when thoughts live in my brain for too long, I feel like they just circle and circle and circle and circle, and they just really go nowhere. So I process a lot of things with her, and it's helped me to kind of just like sit with myself and be able to process those things, because I'm starting to understand myself a little bit better in that sense. So going to 2026, definitely being really mindful of like how I think about situations, how I manage them. I think another thing is like not being afraid to like admit when I'm wrong. I've been trying to do that a lot more and acknowledging that and trying to improve, because if you're like the type of person that always thinks you're right, or you're like really stubborn or stuck in your ways, I don't think that really allows like room for growth. Personally, that's just me though. And I've met people like that in my life where I'm like, okay, bro, but like you want to really think you're right, but at the end of the day, like you're not that right. So I'm really excited to see what I can uncover in 2026, what ventures come my way. I'm excited to pursue like different opportunities with like my new friends that I'm making and building those relationships and really fostering them. I'm in Chicago. I haven't really I'm just like the type of person that I settle into a friend group and I really just want to stay where I'm comfortable, because making friends tends to be so hard because you never really know people's intentions at the end of the day. I think maybe into 2026 I can try to make more of an effort to foster those additional relationships that like aren't the ones that I already have. And I've been doing a pretty good job about it, you know? I've been trying to really step out of my comfort zone and go to these places where there might be people that I don't really know. And it's really paid off in like the way of I've really expanded like the type of people that I have around me. A lot of the times I would go out to the club or something because I do like clubbing, and I go clubbing because I really enjoy dancing and just like vibing with my girls. I just really enjoy music in general. That's like something about me. I used to DJ, so I just enjoy going to listen to music. Um, Lost my train of thought. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to like get out of those like social circles that are in the club because I do feel like they tend to be so toxic. A lot of what I've noticed when I have some of the friends that I've met at the clubs, not all of them because I am like really close with like a few people that I've met over there. But it's been a pattern where I've noticed that a lot of people that you meet in those types of environments tend to be very opportunistic, and I'm not sure that I really want that around me. I don't think anybody wants a person that's opportunistic around them and just like taking advantage of the opportunity or like your friendliness or maybe like the connections that you might have. And it's just been, maybe I'm just getting old. I'm literally 26 now. And I know 26 is not old, but I feel like my brain is like developed AF right now. And it's just giving adult. It's giving knee pain and back pain and all that old people stuff. It's giving I'm on my way to 30. Like I'm no longer 22 and can bounce back from a hangover and go to an 8 a.m. class. I literally am considering sobriety because I can't handle the hangovers anymore. They just really don't hit the same. And I never believed people who were older than me when they would be like, oh, like the hangovers just like hit so different now and he just knocked me out for the day. And I was like, nah, that'll never happen to me. Y'all, if you saw me hung over, I literally look like a zombie. I look like I was murdered, came back to life. The blood is out of my body. I'm like pale, shivering, headache. Like nobody talked to me. Definitely never in the mood to like be around any type of person. I'm like, order me some pho, like some pozole, some soup, something to get in my stomach, and a Diet Coke, and let me bed rot and watch reality TV all day. That's really all I need. But I'm also such a social butterfly, so that's where I struggle. I struggle with like finding that balance of like I'm a little social butterfly. I love to have a drinky drink, and then the next day I wake up because of those drinky drinks. I have a hangover. So we're still struggling to find that balance. We're just getting to that age now. But I'm enjoying being home so much more. Like I really just like I love my bed. I love my TV. I love my shows. I just want to be like under a blanket literally all day, cuddled up with my stuffed animals because they are like my fucking for lifers, and just really like enjoying my own company. I think that's been kind of like my main priority a lot more recently. I also try to strike that balance, or I'm trying to because it's been a little bit hard to find that balance between like staying in and going out to support my friends' events, because if there's one thing I'm gonna do, I have hella FOMO. I have the most extreme case of FOMO that you've ever seen a person have. But I really do just like genuinely love going to support my friends' events because I have hosted events. I know how hard it is to organize them and get everything together and the planning that goes on behind it. And I think it does matter whenever you have a friend that's like doing those things and you like want to make sure that you really show up and show out for them. So I think it's like I just need to figure my shit out. Like, what do I want to do? But thankfully I've been having like a wonderful time whenever I go to these events and just really, I don't know, making like the most of it, like making those connections and everything. And there's some like really cool people. I feel like everybody really goes on like the vibe of, oh, I want to go and be friendly. Like nobody's over there really just like on some like weird vibes or anything like that, you know? So, and if you want to check them out, actually, they're called La Mesa Caliente on Instagram. So if you want to look them up, I have a really good time at their events, and you might have a really good time too if you go. I've had some friends that just like show up based on like they see the flyer on my story and they're like, oh, like I'll go, and they just show up randomly. They don't even tell me anything sometimes, and I'll like run into them. I'm like, oh shit, hey, nice to see you. And they've also like attested to the fact that like, yeah, everybody's like so just like so cool, so fun. Everybody's just like having a good time and want to make sure that you have a good time too. And I feel like those are the best types of people. Like if you're at the club and you're over here like side-eyeing everybody and being like a bitch, don't go. Like, why would you go out for that? Like, para eso quédate en tu casa. Like, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to be hitting the streets if you're gonna be in a bad mood. I'm like the type of person, and my friends know this. I'm friendly. I'm real friendly. And after 3 shots of tequila, I'm extra friendly. So I will be like the person talking to people at the club and like making new friends and being like, oh my God, what's your name? And you're from where? Oh my God, yeah, that's so cool. My friend is from there. And just like a true yapper. Like, if y'all think that I yap on this podcast, y'all have not seen anything yet, because I am truly like a yapper, and in person, like, it's even worse. After a few glasses of wine, it gets even worse. But I feel like that's like part of my personality that people like, that I just don't shut up. And I'm an oversharer too. So it's just like, man, sometimes I'm just gonna start walking around with a piece of duct tape on my mouth, because I need to stop telling people things. But I think anytime that I'm out and about, it literally costs $0 for me to be a kind person to somebody. And who knows, like, the person I'm talking to and being nice to might have had somebody be mean to them right before, and they might be willing to like do something nice for me, or just like I might like find out that they're like maybe the exact person I needed to talk to, where it's like, oh, if I'm like organizing an event, they might be like a DJ or something that I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like send me your page, like I'll check it out. Um, and you just never really know. Like, the people that you meet, the people that you connect with, you don't know their background, because you can't judge a book by its cover. I've been heavily judged based on like what I share on my social media and everything. Um, but I feel like once people really get to know me and listen to like what I have to say and what I do and stuff, it's always like kind of like, oh wow, like I didn't know that you did all that. And I'm like, yeah, I do all of that and more. So it's been kind of an interesting experience to like step out of my comfort zone and step into these like new environments, because I'm a consistency girly. If there's anything that I love, it's consistency. I love going to the same places and knowing exactly what I'm going to get every time, and just like the comfort of that consistency. So being able to step into a new space and having like a great time, literally the dream. It's been so smooth. And it's the randomest people that you meet that you're like, oh, I love them. I never expected to love them, but I love them. And it's been making it worthwhile to actually like leave the house, which is such a surprise. Not a lot does that for me anymore, unless I'm going to go meet up with my friends or my coworkers. I like happy hour with my coworkers. Bless up. I love them. But it's really been just so like renewing, yeah, to whatever the word is, to be able to like meet these people with like fresh perspectives. And if y'all know anything about me, I love the Latino community. Like, I'm in it, and it's cool to like hear all of these experiences that people share with me, especially like with everything that's happening in the world right now. I feel like it's not hard to be empathic, but it's hard to fully wrap my head around the situation as somebody with like privilege, and a privilege that I recognize, a privilege that I know that I was born with, and I'm not ever going to complain about, because it's just like I'm so blessed, and I'm just like also so sad at the same time that not everybody has this privilege to be born Latino and American and have all the opportunities that I'm able to have, and be able to like learn English at the level that I've learned English. And it's just opened up so many doors for me. And it's like really interesting when you sit there with people and they're telling you their stories about like all of their hardships that they went through just to get here, and all of the hardships that they're still going through because they are not in the position where they can really make the most out of the opportunity. They haven't been offered like the chances. And nowadays, with how the political climate is and how everything has been going down recently, and it's just been extremely difficult, and I can sense like the fear in people of like not wanting to show that they're Latino, not be too Latino, because you might be a target. And I also recognize my privilege in the sense of like, I'm a white Latina. I am a white passing AF Latina. Like, some people have like stopped me and they've heard me speaking Spanish and they're like, oh, but I thought you were American. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm Puerto Rican. And it's just like double privilege. So I've just been very blessed. But it's also like, I feel like if you have your privilege and you're not using it for the greater good, what do you have your privilege for? Like, I'm so thankful that I I have friends that are like open to like calling me, letting me know if they need help. And I will go 10 toes down with anybody from my friends. Like, you cannot try to fuck with them, because anybody that I've chosen to surround myself with is like a good person. So I will go 10 toes down for them any fucking day. And I can just like imagine how stressful it is, how scary to just be walking around and not know if something is going to happen to you or like to your family members as well. So it just is really like a soft spot for me. So I really enjoy when I find these places where I can see these like people, these like friends of mine get comfortable and kind of release that stress, because they know that they're in a safe space and they know that they're protected by the people around them, the people that like can stand up for them. And just like being able to escape reality for a second. I think that's a big part of why I tend to go out, because it's been really like an escape from like anything that I've just think that like anything that's like been causing me stress, anything that might be like clouding my mind. I think like for me, going out and just listening to music and vibing and dancing and releasing that like any negative energy is just really like therapeutic for me in a way. So I've always hated when guys are like, oh, you out too much. And I'm like, are you going to relieve any of these factors that are stressing me? Are you going to give me $100,000 a year so I don't have to worry about anything? Are you going to solve like world peace? So no, I don't think so. So it's just been I can't get started on the topic of men. The topic of men stresses me out because they stress me out because they always want to be in your business and they always want to be giving that like their opinion on something. And I'm like, who asked? Who asked? Says the girl that's sitting on a podcast sharing her opinion that nobody asked for. But I'm not a man. It would be way different if I was a man. Nobody ever asked for a man's opinion. Woman, on the other hand, you do you, girl. I support women's rights and wrongs. And I know this is going to be a shorter episode, but I really just wanted to like chat for a little bit. And I missed you guys. And I love you guys. And vamos con todo. 2026, puñeta. O sea, we're fucking unstoppable. So I'm going to leave this here. And then hopefully next week I will give you guys a non-ADHD rant episode with a little bit more structure. But I just really missed you guys. And I hope that you started out your 2026 right. If you haven't started it out right yet, don't worry. You still have a whole year to get it together. So I love you all. And remember, stay messy. Bye.
Stay messy. Stay messy.
Stay messy.